The other video cut off. My cameras are just old. I've been searching for a new one and I haven't found one I like yet. But so I was talking about my sister-in-law getting the vertigo, and she's had it for a couple months, and so I'm putting two and two together. I think when you have a heavy load of these parasites, that the fluid in your system gets overrun. So wherever you have any fluid is where the parasites will go to. So I think the fluid in the inner ear, once you have a heavy load and there's nowhere else for them to go, they attack there. So I've got them in my eyes and I can see them floaties, and we've already discussed that on the other video. I talk about when we drink, they kind of go to wherever the fluid is. When we shower, we'll see shooting stars. They come out in the hair follicles in the shower. When there's any moisture, they come to the surface. So I think they're just in the equilibrium fluid, and when you have a heavy load of them, and then you can't balance because there's crystals in there and they're hard to get out with this parasite in there. And so when I look down and look up and down and up, I can't balance. And I think the reason I was having such a hard time leading the music is because I wear high heels. So I'm at an angle anyway, and then I'm sitting, and then I stand up, and then I'm looking up and down at the music and leading the music. So I think that's why I've been having such a hard time leading the music. So anyway, that equilibrium is the later symptom of, I think, this parasite. So if you're having vertigo, that could be a symptom of this. And then waxy skin. I talked, I think, on another video, but I don't think it was one of these type of videos that I was discussing it on, but I can literally just scrape, like, under my fingernails is wax when I'm in the shower. It gets wet, and so I think this parasite causes, it likes moisture. So when it gets in the hair follicle or the sweat gland, skin follicle area, it creates a waxy film to keep the moisture inside, to keep itself moist. And so it's extremely thick over the area where there are a lot of them. So where they hatch, it's very, very thick here, and often on my neck the skin is very waxy and thick. But I don't have the waxy skin everywhere. I think it's just where there are a lot of them, and so I notice it more. There probably is waxy skin everywhere, but I don't notice it as much. But I do also notice that my hair is very waxy, and I've noticed that for years, couple of years, and then the skin about the same time, but it's progressively gotten worse. So no matter what I do to wash my hair, get it out, it seems to have a waxy film. Unless I peroxide the hair, then it comes off, and then I can start over for the next few weeks, and then I peroxide it, and I get so, but it does get like a waxy feeling to it before I get to the peroxiding. And so that is a symptom, is the waxy skin. And I have other people that have written me that also have expressed that they have the waxy, filmy skin as well. So I don't think that's just something for me. I think that's a parasite, this parasite in general. But I still have tons and tons of people writing me from all over the world saying that they have this, and or their family members, children have this. And they just typed in the symptoms and found my site or my YouTube channel because of the symptoms that they were having. So I need to actually make a page where all of the symptoms are listed, and then the order that they came in. And I've had an extremely busy time in my life right now dealing with this and a lot of other things. But I really want to get to that, but I probably won't get to it for the next couple months, just because life is a little bit crazy right now. But I do want to do that, and I will get to that. But if you have this and you've watched all these videos and you have all the symptoms, people contact me every day asking what my doctor is, what the lab I used, what the procedure was that I used to get the tests done or get the parasite diagnosed. Everything I do, I put online, and there isn't any secret. I haven't cured it. I'm still having symptoms, obviously, and they're getting worse, obviously. I have tried a few things, and I don't know that they're working. I researched a herb that I have started taking, and I haven't been consistent enough because of my liver issues. I'm worried that it's gonna hurt my liver. I'm really cautious about what I'm taking right now because of that. But if any of you want to research it and look into it, it's Elecampane, and it's called Horsehair, and it actually is good for the lungs. So I'm wondering, I thought it was interesting that the name is Horsehair Nematomorpha, and the herb that might work is called Horsehair. So I've been looking into that as a cure and taking that on and off. I haven't been real consistent. I just got it in the mail the other day, and I've taken it a couple days and then didn't take it a couple days. But I may have seen some relief. I don't know. I was doing some other things about a week and a half, maybe 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago as well, but I wasn't really consistent with those either. We have a lot going on. We were in a play, and I have a daughter moving to college, and another one's having some health problems. So anyway, and a family reunion. So I feel bad I'm even saying anything about these things because I don't know if they'll work, and I don't want everybody to run out and buy this. So if you're watching this, double check with my blog, thesecretisgratitude.com, and type in Horsehair and see if I've posted about it and see if it works. I'm just mentioning it for those who are already watching my stuff regularly, looking to see what I've been trying and if I've had any results. So anyway, there's that herb that I did some research on, and I think might help. And also I've been kind of, I've mentioned in the past how I've huffed hydrogen peroxide. And I'm wondering if there's a way to nebulize the peroxide with the rosemary oil or another type of oil that they don't like, and to actually kill them when they're in the lung stage. But I'm not suggesting anybody try this, but I'm putting it out there in case something happens to me and scientists actually look at this later on. I just want all of the information to be out there. I've got really a lot of crazy things going on, and my health is really not good right now. So I just wanted to put out there those suggestions, and I talked about on my other video that I think autism is linked, and I've had several people contact me personally about them thinking that their kids' autism was linked to this parasite because they've actually seen this parasite dealing with their children that specifically have autism. So I'm just putting it all out there right now because I don't know with my health and with everything that's going on that I will get able to put things back on there, or if there's a scientist that's researching this. I'm just putting it out there, but I'm not suggesting that anybody try this. I'm just putting it out there for the future for scientists to look at. And so maybe there will be a mixture of some kind of nebulizer with the peroxide and the Elecampane horsehair herb or the rosemary. We know they don't like that in my lungs, over my lungs. If I put it on there, or if I eat something that has rosemary, they scatter, but then they come right back. Also, I posted about this on my blog, but I just want to make sure it's still recording. I had 3 dreams and I talked about dreams on my blog. If you think I'm weird because I'm talking about dreams, go read my blog. I have dreams that come true regularly, and actually it was dreams that made me look at this parasite and realize that it was a parasite, and actually I've been able to treat it somewhat and get it diagnosed. It was all in dreams. So I'm weird. If you think I'm weird, turn it off. You don't need to write me and tell me I'm crazy. I get enough people doing that anyway, and it is crazy. I believe that it is totally crazy the way that I figured this out and that I have dreams about it. But anyway, I'm going to put this on here also for scientists that might be looking at it. I had 3 dreams in a week that I had to eat the tips of marijuana leaves, and the white, like it was like a white bud kind of looking thing. And in the dream I was eating this, and now I don't know, I didn't know at that time, I'd never seen marijuana growing like bud white thing. I didn't know, but in my dream that's what I was doing, was eating these raw marijuana leaves and the tips. And so I was joking with my doctor. He's like, hey, go take a trip to one of those marijuana states and try it. Personally, I didn't want to do that, but I'm putting it on here because of what I found. So I started researching what they look like, marijuana buds or whatever, and they do have like these clusters and these little buds, and I don't know if there's more concentration of the chemicals in marijuana in the buds or not, but in the dreams, each time I was eating raw marijuana. I wasn't smoking it, I wasn't eating food that it was in, I was eating the actual leaves and these bud things, flowery looking things. And so I researched marijuana and parasites, and up came, after following a few links, I found a website that was marijuana growers, and they were talking about when they would chew on the leaves or eat, or I don't know if they were smoking, but eat a ton of like brownies or something, or they would eat the raw leaves when they were drying it, I don't know, that quite a few of them have these parasites that they can feel in their body, and they said it felt like they were quivering and shaking, and they could tell exactly where they were in their body, and it freaked them all out. And it freaked me out because a week or two before that, and you can read about it on my blog, just type in the search box at the bottom of the home page, you can type in marijuana and parasite, and up will come my blog about it. So right around that time, I had eaten something, I don't know what I ate. I think it was some fresh cilantro and some other garlicky things or something. I don't know, because I could not make it happen again. So one night I ate something, and I could feel every parasite, like the big ones, in my body, and I could tell you exactly where they were, and it felt like they were just shaking and quivering, and I could feel them move and where they moved, and it freaked me out. It was so freaky that I could tell you exactly where they were. I've tried to eat whatever I ate that day. I've tried to eat large doses of raw oregano. I literally will drink that, or not oregano, cilantro, and I will drink that homemade cilantro dressing. The recipe's on my YouTube channel, but I cannot get it to do the same thing. I don't know why I can't get it to. So I almost wonder if maybe the cilantro was grown in a field where they had pot grown or something, because that one time I had this reaction, and that I had some cilantro I ate raw cilantro that night, and I've eaten raw cilantro since then, and I have not had any results the same. So I'm wondering if the cilantro I ate that night happened to be grown in a field where there was marijuana leaves mulched in or something. So anyway, the result of all that was that I know that maybe something in the marijuana plant will cause it to get stoned, I don't know, vibrate or something. So I'm wondering if perhaps, because if you kill this parasite off, all the eggs hatch, and then you cause a massive hyperinfection. So I'm wondering if there's something with the marijuana, because I was reading a year or two ago, somebody said eat pumpkin seeds because it paralyzes them, or they come and they eat it, and then you can get them out of your system, and you can get them into your gut or something. So I'm wondering if there's something in the marijuana that would paralyze them until you can get them out or something. I don't know. Anyway, it's a long roundabout story, and I really don't know what it has to do with the parasite, but I am just sharing it because it was a weird thing, and I think it had to do with the parasite because of that experience I had with it, the quaking, and then looking on that was a thread of the pot growers, and what I thought was, I'm guessing that maybe some of these people growing pot would use potting soil. And I had a lady write me and explain that she saw these two strings, what she thought were strings, in this potting soil that she had used. And when she went to pick up the strings, they whipped around and hit her in the face, and they were actually the horsehair worms in the potting soil. And she started having all these symptoms after that event. So I'm wondering if the pot growers are using the potting soil for their pot plants and then getting the parasite from the potting soil. That was just an aside. But so anybody that's gardening, any kind of gardening at all, even if you're using just potting soil, I recommend highly wearing latex gloves or thicker cotton gloves on top, just so that they can't burrow through the cotton gloves or whatever and get into your skin, because I'm sure they can burrow through the cotton gloves. I probably had one lady write me a week or so ago that said she could see them burrow through the latex gloves. So I don't know. Gardening is not my friend right now, so I just don't do it anymore. I hate working in my yard anymore, and I still love it. So it's just been a kind of a crazy thing with this parasite, and still having lots of symptoms. Still haven't found a cure, but I'm hoping that all of these different things that I've experienced will help me figure it out, or somebody else figure it out. So that's why I'm putting it all on here. I also had a dream where I was eating purple Brussels sprouts. Now, I did not know about purple Brussels sprouts. I didn't know there was such a thing, but in this dream I was eating purple Brussels sprouts, and then there was a pepper with kind of spots on it. And I don't know what kind of pepper it was, but it kind of had like brown spots, so I'm wondering if it's like a chocolate pepper or a different kind of pepper. I don't know. But the purple Brussels sprouts were pretty memorable, so I told my daughter that day, I said, I had the weirdest dream that I needed to eat these purple Brussels sprouts. And so I said, I don't even know if that's a real thing. So she Google searched it and looked up, and there are such a thing as purple Brussels sprouts. And I don't know what chemical is in purple Brussels sprouts, but I've never seen them anywhere, and I didn't know they existed. But she looked them up, and then I looked them up later, and they do exist. So maybe there's some kind of a chemical in the purple Brussels sprouts that also would help get rid of these parasites. I don't know. So those are all the information that I have, and those are all the newer symptoms. And hopefully we can get this figured out, and somebody will look at this and figure out what to do to get rid of it, and hopefully they'll find a test to be able to test for it. But I'm sorry for you if you're watching this. That means you probably have symptoms, or you have a loved one that has these symptoms, and it's horrible and it's terrible, and I'm so sorry. But I don't want to be the person that puts it out there, because I don't want to be known as the parasite lady. But if I don't put it out there, and we can't get enough people to maybe get diagnosed, so that the CDC will have to look at it. So if you think you have this parasite, try and dig some out of your stool, put it in normal saline, and send it into the lab saying you think you have this Horsehair Nematomorpha parasite, because if they look at it and it's a normal human parasite, yay, you can maybe get it treated. If they look at it and they don't know what it is, they will just send it back, no non-human parasite or question mark, which is what happened to me over and over again. So if you can tell them, I think I have this parasite, I've got all the symptoms of this parasite, and if you can't figure out what this is, maybe look at that, because I met somebody or know somebody that has this parasite. See if you can send it in and get diagnosed, because the more people that get diagnosed, the more attention it will get, and maybe they'll start looking at a cure and an easier test, maybe a blood protein assay test or something. So good luck. So sorry you have this and you're looking at this, and I hope you have a blessed day. Thanks for watching, and check out my blog, thesecretisgratitude.com, for hopefully by the time you watch this I will have a page where I have all the symptoms listed and have that up, and then you can just go off and kind of check off the ones that you may have and may not have, and I hope you don't have this parasite. God bless you.